With the Founder 100, we have a portfolio of what we believe to be the 100 best founder-led companies in the US stock market. The reason we chose to do that, we looked at historical data that said that founder-led companies tend to outperform by 3 times versus a board-hired CEO.
So give me a couple of examples, just so people understand what we're talking about. A couple of companies.
Yeah, so our stump speech is we own NVIDIA, but not Intel. We own Dell, but not Apple. We own Capital One, not American Express. We own Monster Beverage, not Coca-Cola.
So in these companies, a lot of these founders, so there's a complaint that these super voting shares that they have are actually a detriment to shareholders, but you're kind of positioned the opposite way. You're like, these companies we want to invest in because the founders have a bigger stake.
Yeah, we've looked at that, and that seems to be an emotional statement that people make, but the data doesn't show that. The data shows that the super voting founders outperform.
Well, because they have so much skin in the game, right? So they want to, I would imagine that they'd want to outperform. So how long has your ETF been existed?
So we launched the product December 18th of last year. There's a companion index on Bloomberg that you can look up under founders that has a 27-year track record.
And so how have you been performing?
So we went through the SaaSpocalypse and we did a drawdown then, and that's one thing we should talk about is where the drawdowns do and don't happen in these products. But ever since the war started in late February, we've outperformed the S&P 500 in the war backdrop.
I think that's great. I think it's really fascinating. I want to talk more about that, but we have so much other stuff that I want to get to. And so let's just talk about, we're talking about founders, we're talking about growth. Where do we think the next kind of wave, I mean, right now we're in the middle of this AI revolution, which I think is still very much in the early stages. Sure. I don't think there's anywhere near being over yet. But talk about, either within that tech space, adjacent tech space, adjacent to the tech spaces, where do we see the growth coming from, or where are you seeing it coming from?
So the products that we use every day, that's not where the profits are coming from. That's where a lot of the growth is coming from. But, OpenAI, that IPO is a big question mark right now because he wants $1 billion or $1 trillion valuation. That's going to be hard to do. But the further you move away from the AI user, you get from, the data centers to the chips and all the way to electrical and power. That's where the most profits are right now.
Right, and I think that's actually maybe one that's less understood by a lot of the investing public. People just want AI, they think NVIDIA I have to, or MU I have to own, those are the names I have to own, when actually there's huge opportunity away from that.
Yeah, the picks and the shovels, the optical components, the power components, the construction companies that build out the data centers.
HVAC and plumbing even.
HVAC and plumbing is very interesting.
Yep.
In that group, when you talk about the adjacent names, are there founder companies in that group that are interesting to you?
The spectrum. We talked right before the three of us sat down together. I was with a large $50 billion industrial company the other day. And by implementing sensors into their AI stack, they took an upsell process that with humans did $1 million a month, is now doing $14 million a month with their AI sensors.
Right, because the AI has created that much more opportunity for them.